Welcome back to another Alliance War video. We have CGR, Kingpin, Kitty Pryde, Ghost, and Quake Band for this war. It is for Loki versus Wakanda. It's war number 2, season 40. And we are on path 5 in section 1. This is Annihilus here. He is a global defender. You know, normally I like to take Wags and bring him into Annihilus, but because there's Force of Will on this node, I had actually America Chavez planned, but we had to rearrange the boss. So I had to bring in Valk, and I was gonna Valk it, but I figured Professor X would just be faster. So I'm bringing Professor X here, and the plan is basically to parry heavy, and then hit his block after to remove the flourish buff, right? And that's just basically what I want to do. He's a little bit aggressive after the start of the fight, and I'm just like, okay, I just need to ramp up. I'm using a PS1 boost so I can get to my SB3 as soon as possible. And here I'm like, okay, I want to bait a special because I don't want to take the SB2 into the block. And he throws it perfect, and go back to parry heavy. And that's just basically what I want to do. I'm at 75 charges, and I just forget that when there's an armor break and I dex back, he's unstoppable. My falter protected me the first few times, but there I get clipped on the dash back, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to parry heavy and then get this kind of fight going. And here, you know, the protection is down, and I'm just gonna heavy charge into my SB3 and end the fight. I don't want to mess around with anymore. Now with Annihilus, actually, because of his mechanics, I can special lock him, but I will not stop him from gaining power while in mind control. So I have to kill him with these rotation, or else he will be at an SB3. I'm not worried about it at all. I've taken dooms with much bigger health pool on this first fight with no charges on Professor X, so I knew once I got to that SB3 it would be over. And essentially getting that fight under my belt will help me with the Sassy I have later on. And next I have a Tuma. A Tuma here I'm going to take with White Magneto. And I am running Mutant Boost because my first fights before the boss fight are all Professor X or Wags. So the plan here is just to basically, it's ebb and flow knockdown, so just parry heavy and build my 3 prowess and get to my special 2. I'm running the power start 1 boost because it's carrying over. Not really needed, but he throws a special 1 and my fury is almost gone, so I'm gonna wait it out and then get it right here, and then I'm just gonna simply hit into my SB2. It pushes me back to a special 3, and that's all she wrote. Easy peasy right there. So my next fight is I-Bomb on path 5 in section 2. You see I do not have a poison immune, so I will be using Professor X with another power start 1 boost here. And here the plan basically is to parry heavy and then get an intercept before I throw my special 3. My heavy does not make contact, so I can't get poisoned off of it. I can get poisoned off of you know, taking blocked hits, so I have max pacify on just to help with that chance. And basically that's what I'm gonna be doing right here. I'm going to just build my mind control charges. I'm gonna bait SB1s and heavy, and hopefully the poisons don't stack too much. And here I'm at an SB3 already at 100 charges, and I'm going to try to get an intercept here. He doesn't play into it. I get a poison there, but I get the intercept here. I'm gonna parry heavy, and that's all she wrote. So pretty straightforward with Professor X, especially with the power start 1 boost. It gets me to my special 3, and you'll see that it does quite a bit of damage. This will be my 3rd persistent charge that I get after this fight. And next I'll be taking Mystic Spidey on Ebb and Flow Intercept with Mighty Charge, and I'll have a White Magneto pre-fight. I've never had a problem with Mystic Spidey. It just so happened that my fiance came into the room upset at me about something that was not my fault, by the way, but you can see where things go south here, and I didn't know she was so mad that she was gonna take my phone, tell me to pay attention to her or whatnot. But yeah, it's gonna get bad. And then she leaves, and so I start my next fight because I am boosted, right? So I want to finish my first set of fights because I take this fight and then Sassy, and then I take the boss later on. So here I'm just building my my charges, and everything's going fine. I plan to take the SB1 into my block, and you know, and everything's going perfectly fine at this point. I'm like, all right, I don't really care about the damage, and just going to bait another SB1 here, and you know, at this point I'm like, all right, great, I'm perfectly fine. I should have gone for I should have done a backdraft intercept here with his power being that low, but at this point she's in the room yelling at me, and I'm like, okay, I have to get this intercept. Oh, I get clipped, and she's just yelling, and so I'm like, okay, I don't have my falter. I need to get an intercept, but then he throws a special one into my dash back, and I'm like, at this point I'm like, you know what, just throw the special 3 because I'm losing health, and I don't want to take any more damage. So I just throw it, and Professor X is a beast, and he just is going to nuke this fight tremendously. So at this point I'm like, alright, she's still upset with me, but this fight is under control. I go to talk to her, literally put my phone down after this special 3 starts, and she leaves. She was upset because I didn't RSVP for something on an email that was sent to her email, not mine. But either way, she leaves, and I'm like, okay, well, I got Sassy next, and I've taken Sassy plenty of times with Professor X. This will be easy, and I'll get it over with and see what the heck's going on. So use another advanced power start boost, right? Because I like to do that with Sassy here because it just gets me to my rotation much sooner. And right when I hit start, literally she comes back into the room right now, and I'm like, oh great. So I'm like, okay, just parry heavy and build my charges and get to my special 3. And she's talking to me at this point, and I'm just like, the only good thing about eating that combo is that it built my power, but I need to get to my special 3. And then the falter's on, so I'm like, great, I couldn't parry because he just missed. And I'm like, dude, just let me get to my special 3. I don't want you to get in Wrath, but if you are in Wrath, let me at least get an intercept while you have it. And I don't want him to be in Wrath below 100 charges. And I'm just like, great. So now I gotta wait this out. I'm like, alright, I go for a heavy intercept to get, since he was under a bar of power, to get the Fury up. And then I throw my special 3 when he's in Wrath. He loses those charges, which actually, those charges help his resistances. So I know I can actually do more damage at this point. And I'm just SP3 spamming at this point, so it's all good. But yeah, those were 2 stressful fights that I was not stressed at all. Out of all my fights, those 2 were like the least on my mind. But you know, she's normally really good at letting me fight, but you know, obviously she was upset. So this boss fight, we were gonna send something else here, and we rearranged some plans last minute because I do have a Valk. She's R5, and it's just dealing with the unstoppable with Moleman is just so much easier than playing around, forcing him to an SP2 and not having any monster mass, because you do want to hit into his block to remove those flourish charges, and they will stack. It doesn't seem like that does a lot, but those flourish charges will stack, and they affect nodes like Power Snack and Conflictor. So this boss node doesn't have it, but he will gain more power with the more buffs that he has. More power, more attack. So at this point, I'm just going to hit into his block and get over 10. I'm running 5% recoil and the bleed with max coagulate just to limit my damage from it and increase my attack overall. And I'm using a power start 1 boost to ramp up faster. And you can see here, he threw an SB1. He has monster mass, but I'm already at over 1 pierce buff, so it doesn't really matter. If I happen to get any openings, I will take them. If I'm under 2 bars or just over, because I want as much power as possible, and the actual hits do give me more power. So at this point, I throw my first SP2, and I'm off and running. I inverted my combo, so I'm trying to get Bulwark up, and there I got a intercept, but I reset my combo, unfortunately. So I'm like, okay, I want to bait this SP2. I'm gonna hit into his block a little bit more, and you know, and here I really want to bait the SP2. So I'll take some blocked hits, do a little bit more chip damage. We're about over a minute in, and he's under 50%. So my fight's going pretty well. And there I should have inverted my combo and done a full combo. Looking back on it, but here I'm going to shorten my combo. I want to get this SP2 into the block. I invert it one more time just so I can get that last bulwark, but it's not even gonna last that long. You see that she's doing plenty of damage here. I go for an opening to build up. Again, any opening that I get, I'm going to take. He hits my block a few times, and I'm like, then I get an intercept there again. I didn't want to do that, but I'll take that. And I was watching his power as I was doing that combo just to make sure how many hits I could do. But she's a total beast, especially for this type of fight. And that was our war. Our battle group went 50-1. So we got a donut the first war. We went 50-1 this war, and you know, it looks like we're doing well so far in this war. But we can take a look at the final stats in a second here. I'm just writing my friend Andrew a message right here after the boss goes down, because he just absolutely loves these things. But let's take a look at the final stats. And here are the final war stats. Shout out to Clown, Sam, and Karate Mike as our MVPs. We got a win on the board for the season. We are 1-1, and we will see you in the next one.